Go ahead.
Well, first
We
of all,
hear you.
let me just say thank you, Chairman Scott, for organizing this hearing. I think it's a long overdue conversation. And I want to take just a moment to underscore the sense of urgency that we should all be feeling. We have an extremely narrow window to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius to avoid the most devastating impacts of climate change, full stop. That means we need to achieve net zero emissions across our entire economy, including agriculture. And it means we need to prepare our farmers for the impacts of even the best case scenario of 1.5 degrees. That level of warming will still be hugely consequential, and it's already happening. Now, this might be news to some of my colleagues, but it's not news to farmers. Farmers are not the ones who got us into this mess, but now they're on the front lines of the climate crisis. We need to think big to help them build resilience into everything that they do, and we need to ensure that they have a seat at the table. Now, Mr. Brown, I want to thank you for sharing your story of making ecological balance the heart of land stewardship. I think there are both economic and ecological benefits that can be achieved here, and I'm reminded of the work that went into developing standards for organic producers, which was a collaborative process. Many organic producers live by the practice that you mentioned while adhering to strict program standards. When farmers transition to organic, they're taking a risk, but having standards means that they have a roadmap and a path to building consumer trust. So I want to make sure that we're providing real guidance and real support to farmers who are eager to follow your example. I think we need to have a roadmap that has integrity. So could you please discuss what work lies ahead to develop standards for adopting regenerative techniques that will produce clarity to both farmers and consumers? Again, you know, organic farming is good for the environment, and consumers have confidence in it because of the standards. I wonder if you could respond with your thoughts to that question.
Thank you, Representative McGovern. First, I need to just briefly jump back and address, there was a couple prior questions that were brought up that I did not get a chance to answer. Representative Costa talked about the need to sustain what we're doing and to be sustainable. I'm sorry, but I've spent a great deal of time in the Central Valley of California, and with all due respect, that's some of the most degraded land in the United States. Do any water infiltration test there and you will see how degraded those soils are. Representative Scott, I did not at all say we needed to end crop insurance. That's not what I said at all. I simply said that we need to make it outcome-based, and that outcome cannot be solely yield, because yield comes at a detriment to the environment. We also have to realize that in regenerative agricultures, we increase the amount of nutrient-dense food grown per acre. There's a misconception out there that regenerative practices mean less yield. That's not at all true. I produce now literally 30 times as much nutrient-dense food per acre than I did before I started these regenerative practices. Now, Mr. McGovern, to answer your question, yes, we do need standards. The business that I work for, Understanding Ag, we work with a lot of organic producers leading them down this path. Organic is good, but we can do better because we can minimize the amount of tillage that they're doing. We can also increase diversity, increase the use of cover crops, produce more nutrient-dense food, and then through acts such as the PRIME Act, we will be able to add value to the goods that they're producing. Regenerative agriculture is a time-tested, proven pathway to heal not only our land in respects to climate change, but we can heal our communities, the profitability on our farms and ranches, water quality, water quantity issues, and many of the other things that we're currently facing as a challenge in society today.
Thank you. I appreciate your answer very much. And again, I think my time is up, but I just think it's important for all of us here to be focused on actually building a roadmap with standards, because otherwise we're just talking the talk and we're not walking the walk. And again, I think the organic example is an example that we should follow. But thank you very much.
And we do have that roadmap.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGovern. And now I'll recognize for 5 minutes Congressman Crawford from Arkansas.